Hello and welcome to Lockdown at Christmas with me, Jake Moyes. After a year of strops, arguments and not knowing what's happening next, but that's enough about the government, it's about time we all have a bit of a laugh. So over the next 20 minutes or so, you can join me as I serve up a Christmas lunch with all the trimmings, minus Nan's false teeth. What is it that every year something gets in the dinner that's not supposed to be there? Hairs, washing up sponges? No, honestly, one year my uncle was cooking Christmas dinner and he lost the sponge. He lost the washing up sponge, he spent 20 minutes looking for it. It turned out when he was dishing up, he'd mashed it into the spuds. We had mash with sponge for dinner. Merry Christmas, Big Phil. Anyway, we may not be seeing the family this year, but we've got to look on the bright side. It could be worse. We could be seeing the family this year. I mean, poor Boris, he can't spend Christmas with all his children. Not because of COVID restrictions, just simply he doesn't know them. He doesn't know all of them. But I think the perfect gift for Boris this year would be a pack of Johnnies. Wrap it before you tap it, Bojo. Help. Anyway, for months now, people have been debating whether or not we're going to have a Christmas. I mean, everyone was getting confused. Even the UK Prime Minister, Tony Blair, appeared to be getting a bit confused. Tony Blair. Joe Biden's been writing the script again, hasn't he? Joe, you're the president-elect now. You're not a writer. We'll take you home soon. Even Americans. Look at where we were last year. What we had to look forward to. Gavin and Stacey being on our screens again for the first time in 10 years. What have we got this year? Drinking on our own, watching reruns of Only Fools and Horses, whilst trying to explain to our nans that we can only see your foreheads. We can only see your foreheads in the video chat. That's if Only Fools and Horses is still going to be shown in the wakey of the snowflakey. I mean, at least the Queen's speech will soon be going ahead. Thank fuck for that. Now instead of listening to my own nan moan about the world poverty and the youths, I have to listen to some other fucker's nan. I mean, someone has to. Her own grandson fucked off to America. Talking about America, who the fuck would want to go there? The new president-elect, Joe Biden, as previously mentioned, he was around when Columbus discovered it. Talking about the election, I know Americans say maths wrong, but I assumed they could still do it. I thought poor Biden was going to be dead by the time they had an answer. And Trump still believes he can win. Someone should tell him. It's been a while now, Don. You need to get over it. Christ, I'm turning into my granddad. We're not even 5 minutes in yet and I'm already having a pop at the Americans. I may as well put a flat cap on and say something racist and ask everyone, guess who's dead? I am going to miss it this year though. The conversations, the arguments, the crap jokes and the filthy innuendos. Rest in peace, great Uncle John Thomas. He's not dead, he just may as well be. The poor fucker's not left his house since February. And as for my John Thomas, busiest year yet, just unfortunately with my hand. Now as you can see, we've decorated the setup very Christmassy this year. We've even got a tree. If only it was bigger. Anyway, the tree, yes, the tree. So, have you ever wondered why we put a star on top of the tree? Not this tree, obviously, because they haven't bothered. But one evening before Christmas Eve, back in the day, Santa Claus was very angry and upset in his grotto. And the fairies and the angels got called to the grotto and Santa said, go and put up all the trees and cheer me up. So they went and done that. They had loads of trees to go and put up in every single room. But they came back with one tree that they hadn't put up. They said, Santa, we don't know what to do with this tree. He said, I told you to put every single tree up. Cheer me up. And they said, well, there's nowhere to put this. There's no spare room to put it. Where should we put it? He said, I'll tell you exactly where you should put it. And that is why we put an angel and a fairy on top of the tree. Obviously not this one. And the reason why there isn't an angel or anything on the top of this tree is because the people who lent me this studio, where this is being broadcast from, they said, come film it here, Jake, and we'll do anything to make it look however you want. And as you can see, they've done absolutely fuck all. I mean, Anne Frank had more decorations up than this. I mean, this is pitiful. Who has a tree with no bloody angel on it? Anyway, shall we Christmas cracker on with a show? See what I did there? If you're like me, you've probably left Christmas shopping until a bit too late. My father was all done this year by the end of November. The end of November, he'd done Christmas shopping. I'd not even started No Nut by then. I mean, what do you even buy people for Christmas this year? Jumpers? No one's going outside. Diaries and calendars? Everyone's doing fuck all. And DVDs? We've watched everything on Netflix. But hopefully though, you've not left it this late, as it's the day before Christmas Eve. However, if you have, here's some last minute Christmas gift ideas with the help of Bully and his buys board.
In 1. Enjoy the snakiness of your friends from the comfort of your own bed with this Too-Faced cushion personalised with a picture of your Too-Faced friend, only $19.99 from firebox.com. In 2. Teach the family a new language with these how to fucking swear around the world playing cards, only $7.95 from truva.com. In 3. If mum is cooking again this year, we will all be spending too much time in the loo, so install a timer to ensure everyone gets time to poo. Only $4.99 plus delivery from findmeagift.com. In 4. Think sex is boring, ladies? Well, we have you covered with this 52 things to do while you screw activity book. The bedroom's never been so fun. Only £8 plus delivery from moonpig.com. In 5. Know someone in the office who always lose their pens? Well, they won't lose this set of offensive pens, only £8 from mankind.co.uk. In 6. Always wanted to get into that special someone's boxers? Well, now you can get on them with these personalised face boxers and pants from $15.95 on myfacesocks.co.uk. In 7. Know someone who likes a moan? Well, now you don't have to listen to them because they can write it down on this moan and move on pad, only $4.95 from notonthehighstreet.com. In 8. Oh, come by the faceful. Fill your face with these edible chocolate willies, only £5 from andsummers.com. And in Bully special buys, as if 2020 wasn't bad enough, well now you can treat that special someone to Sam Smith's new album, available in any bargain bin in any crap music shop.
Thank you, Bully. Well, you're spoilt for choice there, aren't you? If this was the real game, I'd be saying, keep out the black and into the red. There's nothing in this game for two in a bed. But, however, if you fancy a little game, ladies, after the show, come find me. There's plenty of room for two in my bed. Now, Christmas seems to be getting earlier and earlier every year. It's like kids and drugs. They just start sooner and sooner, all the time. But is it getting too soon? I think so, and here's why. I was driving home from work in the middle of November, and the nights had started to pull in, so it was dark, clocks had gone back, and I was racing down the road, and I saw red and blue flashing lights. I thought, fuck me. I had to chuck my can of beer on the floor, I had to slam on the brakes, chuck my joint out the window, stop hitting the wife, and it turns out it wasn't even a police car. It was just some fucking irritating moron had got his Christmas decorations up early. I mean, what a prick. Now, Christmas adverts are what we all look forward to seeing every year, most of all the John Lewis one. However, in recent years, John Lewis have let themselves down, with the last brilliant one being the Man on the Moon back in 2015. A creepy dude looking through a telescope through a little girl's window, and it's considered the best advert of all time. I do it, and I'm not allowed within a 10-mile radius of primary schools anymore. But this year's John Lewis seemed to have gone down with the general public like a fat kid on a seesaw. Even the McDonald's advert was better this year. So this got me thinking. Long-term fans of mine will know I like to crown the best Christmas advert every year. I've done it on past shows, and this year is no different. However, instead of showing you it in a boring fashion and just saying, that were good, wasn't it? I'm just going to show you a little bit, then we'll have a chat and see what's going to happen, and then we'll skip to the end, and then we'll come back to me and I'll tell you if it turned out the way we wanted it to or not. So, this is an advert made by someone called Sam Clegg, and it's called Don't Let Me Go.
lose it all. I would trade all of my years just to give you one last call. My mind is strong, but my bones are weak. I wish I was a younger man, I would have stopped this in my peak. I can't let go, I'm holding on to a memory of a lifeless soul. Each day I pray for a remedy, you're on my mind all of the time. You may be gone, but my love never died. I can't let go, don't let me go. Never did I believe that you would be my saving grace. You were my one and only friend that nobody could replace. My mind is strong, but my bones are weak. I don't wanna let you go, don't let me go, keep holding me. I can't let go, I'm holding.
Sad, isn't it? So let's just sum that up. Bloke has a dog, takes dog on a walk, loses the dog, and we'll come back on later on in the advert, but to fill you in, this is what the bloke does. He spends the next few days sad, obviously, because he's lost his dog. He doesn't eat the chocolates out of the dog advent calendar because he's not the dog. And he then eventually goes back out to find his dog. It should all end in sweetness, shouldn't it? It should end all sweet then, like a Christmas advert always does, always has a moral. Nope, he has a heart attack and dies. That's fucking jolly, isn't it? What moral is that setting out? It was a good advert though, and as you can see there, you can buy the single from that advert on iTunes and Amazon and stream it on any leading distributor, and the 79p from each sale will go towards helping the elderly with support and companionship after what has definitely been a lonely year, and a cold and lonely winter is up ahead, and that is why this is the UK's #1 Christmas advert this year, as voted for by me, the only man who matters. Now, it rarely snows here in the UK, but last week we got a little bit. Not much snow, but enough just to build a little snowman. So I did just that. Now, I did not know the shit it would cause me. So I woke up at 10, there was snow on the ground, I thought, yes, snowman time. So I went out and I built a snowman. When I finished building the snowman, a feminist passed by me and she asked why I didn't make a snow woman. So I made a snow woman. I thought I'd keep her happy, you know, keep the neighbours happy. I made a snow woman. And then the gay couple next door, they threw a hissy fit and moaned it could have been 2 snowmen instead. Then the transgender man, woman, person, whatever she was, it was, they were, whatever they were, asked why I didn't just make 1 snow person with detachable parts. And then the vegans had a go at me and they said the carrot knows that's wrong because vegetables are food and not to decorate snow figures with. And then by 10:30 I was being called a racist because the snow couple is white. And then as luck would have it, the Middle Eastern gentleman from across the road, he came over. I thought he was going to back me up and say he can't be racist, he lives opposite me. But no, he moaned that the snow woman should be covered up. By 11 o'clock, the police were arriving and they were saying someone had been offended. Then the feminist neighbour complained again that the broomstick of the snow woman needed to be removed because it depicted women in a domestic role. At 11:15, the council arrived and had threatened me with eviction. And then the TV news crews from BBC and ITV showed up. I was asked if I knew the difference between snowmen and snow women. I said snowballs. And I'm now called a sexist. At 12 o'clock, I was on the lunchtime news as a suspected terrorist, racist, homophobe, sensibility offender, hell-bent on stirring up trouble during this difficult weather. And by 12:30, there was a group of far-left protesters going up and down my street, marching, demanding for me to be arrested. Who'd have thought by having some fun with some snowflakes would upset a whole bunch more of them? Now, this year has been a year to rethink things. Have a little bit of a rethink of the things we enjoy. Little Britain, Faulty Towers and Come Fly With Me have all been stripped of some episodes, or even stripped altogether. Following movements such as BLM, which may I add is something we can all look to as a positive thing, as racism has no place in the world, and that of course black lives do matter. But in November something else got axed which caused a stir with many people, including myself. I've been doing a Christmas show now every year since 2014, although I try to forget my YouTube days. It's important I bring it up. Since 2014, I've done in-depth research to what the nation think is the Great British best Christmas song of all time, and every year it's revealed as the Fairy Tale of New York. I think we can all agree that it is a banger, more of a banger than any other song in the world. However, BBC Radio 1 this year has decided to strip the song of the most famous lyric, "You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy faggot." Now, this lyric gets shouted every year by everyone and their mums, and from everyone I've asked, they don't find it offensive. Look, I'll ask my crew, is it offensive, guys? No! I even asked one of my mates who is one, and he said it's not offensive. So that's case closed, right? Well, no, because it's Radio 1 who has stripped the lyric. Most other radio stations are still playing it, except maybe a few. However, Shane McGowan, the bloke with no teeth, jumped to the defence of the BBC over their decision to pull it. He said in an exclusive interview to me, I couldn't understand what he could say, but I do understand why some people will find it offensive. However, it's an old song and they were in a drunk tank, a place where people didn't really use politically correct terms. And if you look at the song, how can he be one? It was clear that this pair were in love, and he couldn't have been bisexual because that hadn't been made popular yet. Fairy Tale of New York is an anthem for those left outside capitalism's magic circle. The gamblers, the losers, the scumbags, all of these people who spend Christmas Eve on the streets or in hospital rather than tucked up in front of the TV with their family and a mince pie. The point of the song is that even in the most degraded of situations, people can find redemption in love. It's more than words. It's more than a song. That song is Christmas, and that will never change. Until now, because I've made one myself. Now, one of my favourite Christmas songs of all time is by an Australian comic musician called Kevin Bloody Wilson. Now, his song is called Hey Santa Claus You Cunt, and it's about Kevin, a little boy Kevin, calling Santa Claus a cunt because he forgot his bike. Now this gave me an inspiration because there's one man this year who, no matter how hard he has tried, he keeps getting called every name under the sun and gets a ton of stick for his lousy attempts in pretty much everything. Ladies and gentlemen, please get this to Christmas number 1.
The time has now come for us all to do more. You must stay at home.
Quite often I get to thinking 2020 was quite shit. No more getting shit-faced and saying this party's lit. But we made do with what we had in a year with limited fun. We'd all go outside once a day for a loud daily run. We spent our days on TikTok and trying to master the dance, but the only thing we mastered was mastered how to bait.
One form of exercise a day, for example, a run, walk or cycle, alone or with members of your household.
Things changed pretty bloody quick from lockdown 1 to season 2. So hello Boris Johnson, a question here for you. Hey Boris Johnson cunt, where's me fucking crimbo? You promised if we'd stay inside the COVIDs would go limbo. We done just what you said and I didn't kill my nan. So come on Boris Johnson, let me see my fam.
No.
If I'd have wanted a Christmas on my own, I would have bloody asked. And standing there like you're God's gift, just showing us your graphs, you've screwed the bloody country up. But should we just blame you? Cause Rishi Sunak and Matt Hancock are responsible too.
But this is not the moment to let the virus rip for the sake of Christmas parties. 'Tis the season to be jolly, but 'tis also the season to be jolly careful, especially with elderly relatives.
You're always on the TV asking questions about the pubs, but it's almost crystal clear that you doesn't give a fuck. You just wait until New Year when the cases all go up and all them lefty snowflakes say you fucked our country up.
Lefty tossers!
Hey Morgan Reid and BBC, get old Bojo on. But don't you listen to what he says, cause he tells fucking lies. He's just a buffoon in a sharp suit. He's not even very bright. Cause the old fucking wanker, he just talks out of shite. Hey Boris Johnson cunt, where's me fucking crimbo? You promised if we'd stay inside the COVIDs would go limbo. We done just what you said and I didn't kill my nan. So come on Boris Johnson, let me see my fam. Hey Boris Johnson cunt, where's me fucking crimbo? You promised if we'd stay inside the COVIDs would go limbo. We done just what you said and I haven't killed my nan. So come on Boris Johnson, let me see my fam.
If you don't follow the rules, the police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings.
Come on guys, you only have a few days left to get this to Christmas #1. Whether you love the man or hate the man, he's certainly a one. I mean, personally, I think he's doing alright. He isn't a scientist, he's just listening to tons of scientists and experts with different ideas, and he's trying his best to keep everyone happy and safe. So Prime Minister, if you're watching, Merry Christmas. Now that brings us nicely to the end of the show. But before I go, I want to remind you all of the true meaning of Christmas. Get shit-faced as early as possible, eat too much and argue with everyone in your household. It will be like being in quarantine all over again. We should be good at this, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. And if you want to keep up to date with where you can watch or listen to my work, or even see me live, follow me on Twitter @JMoyes and keep an eye out on my business page @JMoyesMedia. If you've enjoyed the show and found me funny, I've been Jake Moyes. But if you found me irritating, unfunny and offensive, I've been someone else. Nish Kumar. Good night and Merry Christmas.